Good afternoon, everybody. It's 1:02. Thank you and welcome to our ICFS Modernization External User Demo. My name is Jane, and also I want to give a word to Adrian McNeil as a system owner. Adrian, I'll pass to you for introduction.
Thanks, Jane. Hello, everyone. As many of you know, Kathleen Campbell will sadly be retiring at the end of August. I am Adrian McNeil, and I will be taking over as system owner of ICFS starting at the beginning of September. Thank you all for coming to the demo for signaling point codes in the new system. We welcome any questions you may have during the demo. Please utilize the meeting chat if you have any, and I will address them as they come, and I will also try to address them in the breaks Jane will give us during the demo. If you have any questions after the demo, please send an email to icfsdemo@fcc.gov, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. These demos are being recorded and will be available on the FCC's YouTube channel and as links on the preview page you went to register for these demos. Thank you all for coming, and back to you, Jane.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Adrian. Okay. So I'll go over our agenda first. We're going to go through the statement about the recording, and then questions, chat, registration with FCC course. Then we will go through a small overview of ICFS and then go to the most excited part, which is user demo. And also, as Adrian mentioned, we will have some breaks in between, and we answer on all your questions and comments. Statement on the recording. This user demonstration will be recorded for future training usage. By attending, you agree to be recorded. If you prefer not to ask any questions during the Q&A period, you may make use of the meeting chat. Then questions during the meeting, please hold your questions until the question answer portion of this meeting so that we can get through all of the meeting content. You are free to utilize the meeting chat as ask questions at any time. And also, additionally, you may mail your questions after the meeting to icfsdemo@fcc.gov. The International Communication Filing System, ICFS, is the official electronic licensing and filing system for the Federal Communication Commission's Space Bureau and Office of International Affairs. Each ICFS subsystem has multiple filing request types, and each filing request type requires one or more completed forms. While there are many common steps for the filing request, there are also filing variations based on the service category, request type, and FCC filing requirements. Today, we will cover FCC application for signal point codes, SPC, that includes the following: the new form 230, amendment of application, modification of authorization, and waiver, and also transfer control. Before we get to the demo portion, I also would like to cover the registering with the FCC. ICFS users must be registered with FCC and have an FCC username, password, FCC registration number, FRN, to log in and submit FCC filings. Use the following steps to register with the FCC, which is you enter this link in your browser to open the FCC course registration page. Then select register to open the FCC account and follow the instructions in course. Also, you will be provided the user guides, external user guides, where the more detailed steps will be described. And in addition, information about registering with FCC also can be found on FCC registration frequency ask questions page. Our first part of the demo, we will cover accessing the ICFS quick search page, navigating your ICFS landing page, search bar, and advanced search. Also, I will cover the helpful links, what the button about ICFS, learn more about ICFS, and we'll show you how my inbox works. This is the first part of the demo. After you register with course and also will log into FCC, you will land to this landing page. In the upper right corner, there will be your initials, your first name and last name. And by clicking here, you can open your profile. You can place your buyer as well and upload the picture. Also, by clicking here, you will log out from FCC. This button about ICFS will always bring you to the landing page where you can learn more about ICFS. Also, here you have the tabs, recent public notice, recent filings, recent actions, recent reading and comments. As well, here you can locate all the recent filings, recent actions. You can see the recent actions in this column, and as well as recent pleading and comments. This is the search bar where you can locate the file number or locate the information which is regarding the file number, call sign, author ID, reference. You can, for example, use file number and click on the magnifying glass. It will show you all the file numbers. As well, we can try the reading comments. Same, you can locate the pleading comment. Advanced search is a little bit more detailed. Also, you can perform the search by using the file number, call sign, submission ID, or contact name. Here in each of application, you can perform the search by the service. As example, we can use the SPC and application state can be current. You can click on search and you will locate the current application. Or we can do same as application type, amendment, and locate the, I don't have them. Or you can do the all SPCs. And this is the all SPCs in the system. That's regarding the advanced search. Here also we have helpful links. By clicking on the frequently asked questions, you will be brought to the helpful links where we have useful links like FCC Home, Commission Registration System, course, and FRN. That's how you can also access course system from FCC. FCCPs, policies, and privacy statements. As well, we have the staff list here where you can access the telecommunication analysis division from here. As well, the frequency asked questions about the filing Earth Station applications also right here. And if you forgot your password, you can also reset your password going to the helpful links. Also, we have a my inbox whenever you file the application and FCC might have some questions, or also when your application gets granted or surrendered, all those steps and same as the messages from the FCC, you can locate in my inbox. If you have some unread messages, it will be basically read. It will show you that you have some changes or any requests. I can post here. And also to the recent public notice and recent filings, you can click on recents here and it will bring you on the same page as well. I can pause here for a second. And if anybody has any questions.
I don't see any in chat so far.
Thank you, Adrian. Now we can move to second part of the demo where we cover the draft and submit new application signal points codes, also how to start new application, how to save the form as a draft, where you can locate this form. I will show you as well the My Filings tab, how to amend or modify SPC form, also how the waiver form for SPC looks, and we will do, and also I will show you some functionalities for transfer of control form. Then we will move to the fee payment and action tab. Also, we will cover the pleading and comments. To start new application, you will click here, start new application, and locate your application. Like now we will do the SPC. You will navigate to international telecommunications, then slide right, and here signal point codes. And here you can see the new amendment, modification, and waiver. We will start with new. As also in overview, I mentioned that some forms, they have similar sections and also the slightly differences from each other. And I would say like similar sections is like all forms have the applicant information and contact information. Also, all forms have the see instructions and print a form. If you want to see the instructions for the specific form, you just click on see instructions. New tab will get open and you will see all the instructions what FCC would like to share with you regarding the SPC new form. Print the form, you can fill out the form as a draft and save as a draft and also print. If you want to print or save empty form as well, you just click here and you will be presented with the PDF version. Here you can save it, or if you would like to print, you also can select the print PDF. The applicant information has all the reference that are assigned to you, and you can select them here. And the information from course will be populated. Also, entity type, you will have the drop-down menu. For contact information, if the information is the same as applicant, you will do the checkbox. Also, relationship, you can do the same, or legal. Then for application information, in a brief application description, this field helps FCC team members to also identify your application. And as well, in My Filings, you will see the column where if you save form as a draft, you can locate it faster if you add the brief application description. SPC. A lot of questions on the forms are formed in MRVS table. Basically, here you will need to enter locations where ISPCS will be implemented. You will add the city. And MRVS table is acting that way that you can add multiple like locations. In this case, you can edit by clicking on the pencil or remove it by just click on the X, remove the row. Also here, as everything is basically connected by FRNs and the file numbers in the system, For the question, do the applicant hold an international section 214 authorization? Here is the list of 214 authorizations that can be assigned to the same FRN. And when you see the fields like the file number, or it can be any code with the X here, it means that you can enter multiple of them. SPC new form also shares the similar section as other forms, is application fees, where you can answer yes or no. And if for no, you select other, you will need to do the explanation. For the waiver, this is also the section what goes throughout the ICFS system. Same, you can select yes or no. And if you select yes, then you will need to identify the rules and attach the file. Also, you can attach this file on the level of the question, or if you can perform the attachments in the attachments and confidential treatment of attachment section. Can answer no. Then we have some attachments, rules, statements. Attachments and confidential treatment of attachments. This is the section that also goes throughout the all ICFS system. If you answer here yes, then you will get some rule in blue. And then when you perform the attachment, SPC, here we have the checkbox that you want it confidential, and the two other attachments will need to be attached to the form. So one is the public redacted version, and then the public version of confidential treatment request and supporting statement. And general certification statements also is the section that goes throughout the system, where the applicant will need to check the box in submitting this form. And then we have the signature block. Middle initials and suffixes not required. Here we have as well the checkbox allow internal users to view draft in draft state, which is if you check this box and save form as a draft, then FCC team will be able to see your form. If you have any questions, they will be able to help as well. And then another thing, if here in the bottom, we have the required information in red. Basically, if you miss any required information, system show you that you will need to enter this. Saving as a draft happened. To locate your form, which is you saved as a draft, you will go to My Filings. And here we have the brief application description. This is the field what we entered. And this is how you can locate your application very quick. Also, My Filings is broken down in the following sections. We have drafts application on top, then pending payments, pending review, pending consummation, current, closed, and archived. All the applications that related to you will be in My Filings. Now we can open the draft, what we just saved. Just to see that everything is filled. Yeah, we don't have anything in red. And then we can submit. Click on review to submit. And submit the application. And you will be presented with confirmation screen where you have the applicant name, submission ID, file number, date and time. Now we can see the amendment of the form. When you click the amendment, you can see the application here, which is in pending review or pending payment status. And you click on the form. Okay. Also, on the top of the form, you can see the application number that you're trying to amend, and then the statement that you will need to attach a narrative statement describing the changes to the application. Just required to check. Also, brief application description, it gets depopulated because you will need to enter another brief application description for the amendment. And we can do as information gets populated. And then for application fees, as amendments are not required, the fees, you will have the message here. Well, we'll need to do the attachment. And the certification statements also will need to check the box. And signature block, of course. And then we can submit the amendment. And then you will get the confirmation screen regarding the amendment. Also, SPC has the modification of authorization. Here, I did submitted this prior to the meeting, and because for modification, you will need the application that in current status. Here we have one. Or it acts exactly the same as amendment. You will select the application that in current status. Here it will be also the statement regarding the modification. And then the same brief application descriptions. And modification requires the fees. It's not like amendment. Fee be paid, or also you can do the no. As the statement said that we need to do the attachment for the modification. And then we can submit. SPC also has the waiver form. Same as the main SPC new form. It has the FRN, contact information, brief application description. It doesn't have the waiver section because it's the form, it's a waiver, and but it has application fees similar to others. It has an attachment statement, confidential treatment of attachment, as well as other forms. And general certification statements. And then we can submit the form. I move to transfer control form. I will pause here if anybody has any questions.
And so far in chat.
Thank you, Adrian. Transfer control form is a little bit different from other forms, especially like for SPCs. Basically, the transfer control form will need to be signed by the applicant signal point operator assigner transfer signature, as the signature block is grayed out, and here the applicant signal point assigner transferee signature and signature block is grayed out. What it means that when the applicant fills out the form, the FRN information here, when the applicant enters who is going to sign the form, it means that this person is only able to sign the form. And I will show you how it's done. Applicant transfer, I'm entering the FRN. Similar FRN will be used for transfer contact information. Applicant transferee, that I'm not logging back with so many users, I will use the same FRN that I can use the same user to sign. And then check are the same. See here if I miss anything. No. Then transaction information, make the SPC. Here, the applicant will need to enter also the auth ID and file number. And select the type of transfer. Other, if you select other, then this field gets open for you to explain. we do the select the ISPC ISPC form that associated with the transfer. Okay. And then is the transfer of ISPC associated with transfer control or assignment of international section 214 authorized or other FCC actions. If I answer yes, then here I can select file. Does international transferee hold international section of 214? And of course, if I would answer no, then here the grayed out field would be open. Similar to other forms, we have the application fees section. And then waiver. Confidential treatment of attachment. If I check box, okay, and here to be able to sign the form, I will save it as a draft, and I will save it as a draft, and I will sign in as this user who I entered, the FRN who I entered to sign. Close those tabs. And here, as you can see, here I got signed in as this user. Go to my filings, and I can locate the form that I need to sign. Here you can see that I can only sign the form. I'm not able to apply any changes. And same. I can submit the form. I'll pause here if anyone has a question.
I don't see anything in chat yet.
And I'll log back in as my first user. Also, our ICFS system has the action tab here where you can find if you want to register a new FRN in course, just click here, as well as the pay filings fees. Here you will select the application, what you want to pay fees for, and then click on the Go course. And the course will show you all those steps that you can use to pay the fees. Then the submission ID will update your application. Under the actions, you can find the submit annual report, file confidential reports, also consummate, surrender, withdraw, delete. Those functionalities, the consummate, surrender, withdraw, delete, they all work similar, just the application will go in different states. Like, for example, if I select the surrender or any other application, I will be presented with the applications that are eligible for surrender, and I can click here, and the system will request to apply the letter of explanation. Done, and then click on the surrender. And you will be presented with the confirmation screen. As well, here we do have as well the pleading and comments. Pleading and comments have similar instructions and print form as all ICFS forms. If you want to see any instructions regarding the pleading and comments, you can just click here, and there will be the instructions. Also, the first question is the submission being filed on behalf of the committee for the assessment of foreign participation in the United States telecommunication services sector committee. This question, if you answer yes, then there will be more pleading types. For example, like those notification that initial 120 days, notification of extension of initial 120 days, and etc. Basically, if you answer yes, then you are eligible to apply for more pleading types. And then here, if you answer no, then the pleading type will be a little smaller. We can select agreement. Then you have a question is confidential treatment request as well here. File information like FRN and pre-fill FRN data is not required. Up to you. And you fill out all information that's required. And here you will enter there. If you would like to do the confidential treatment of attachment as I showed you on the forms. Also, you can do that here. If you don't want, you can just file it without confidential treatment of attachment. And then click on review to submit. And the pleading and comments also get submitted. I'll pause for some questions.
Nothing in chat.
Okay. I would like to thank you for all your time. Here we demoed how to file their SPCs forms for international telecommunications. And then if you have any questions, you always can email to icfs.demo@fcc.gov. And thank you so much. Thank you for all your time. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Jane. You too.
Thank you.